Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch holding and just get straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I'd appreciate you guys watching whatever part you liked. If you're sticking around, guys, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to everything that you missed in MMA this week. This is where we touch on all of the MMA news, whether it's something huge with Conor McGregor that you've all heard about, or a fight announced between two fighters that you never heard of before. We're going to be covering all of it in this video. And like I said, guys, timestamps are there if you would like to use them. Let's jump into the first topic for today. The first being Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. This fight isn't going to materialize, and it doesn't seem like this fight's going to materialize because Jon Jones is going to retire after his next fight in November. But everybody has been talking about Tom Aspinall being the next big guy to beat Jon Jones. Jon Jones is running away from Tom Aspinall. And you know what? While that might be true, Jon Jones isn't necessarily a fighter who takes giant risks in his career and wouldn't take on a guy like Tom Aspinall that really doesn't do much for him. But, like, come on, guys. Are we going to really keep doubting Jon Jones? I doubted him at his heavyweight move, okay? But now that he proved himself against a guy like Ciryl Gane, everybody's just saying Ciryl Gane was trash. That's not true at all. Jon Jones is the real deal. Jon Jones will probably wipe the floor with Tom Aspinall, and this conversation is absolutely ridiculous to have. Next piece of news, Molly McCann, after her last loss, she announced that she's moving down to the strawweight division. She said that she wants to fight women that are her own weight. She has been small for the strawweight division, so it's an interesting idea to see her down at strawweight, but strawweight clearly has the better fighters, and I feel like with her brawling style, she will just end up getting pieced up. Maybe she's going to jump into another armbar, who knows, but Molly McCann coming down at weight, I don't think that's really going to help her, but it makes for some interesting fights. Like if you want to take on someone like Carla Esparza, you can win. But other than that, I can't see her beating the top 10. Moving on, guys, this is probably the piece of news this week that I am most excited for. Chael Sonnen is back at the UFC desk. Chael Sonnen is back at the ESPN desk, and he's making his return at UFC 291 this weekend. I love Chael Sonnen. I loved what Chael Sonnen does. He is actually very, very good. I loved watching him in Bellator. I loved watching him at ESPN when he worked there before. I don't know why he took a break, or I don't know why he's back. But that made me really happy to see that Chael Sonnen's back on the desk. I love his insight to fights. He gets really hyped. He likes all the fighters. Every single time that guy speaks, it just makes something good happen that's going on with the fights. You know, I love a lot of people at the desk, but like he will just bring new charisma to it. He's funny. He's great. He knows he knows everything there is to know about all these fighters. This is going to improve the ESPN desk a lot, and I'm very, very happy to see it on a card like UFC 291. Moving on to the next topic. So Ben Askren posted a picture, right? And Ben Askren, after his surgery and after, like him being retired and everything, Ben Askren is all of a sudden jacked, okay? So he posted a picture, and he was looking really, really good. Now, talks since then, Ben Askren was saying that he could fight, and Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren have been chirping a little bit, and Askren ended up saying that he would fight Masvidal if he wanted to come out of retirement, and Masvidal said that he'll fight him in boxing. Then Askren essentially called him a coward. I don't remember the exact words that he used, but that fight's probably not going to materialize. But if that did happen, if Dana White wanted to make that happen, it would be a huge fight, to be honest with you. Masvidal went on to become a superstar after the fight, and Ben Askren coming over from one championship, he's a really funny guy. So like Ben Askren and Jorge Masvidal at a press conference would do fantastic. It did great the first time with Jorge Masvidal and what he went to do. That would be huge. If they got these two back together again, I don't trust Ben Askren after him being retired and him having a hip surgery. He could be jacked up on PEDs right now. I don't know, and I don't think this is ever going to materialize, but it's a very, very small possibility. And I really like Ben Askren. I think he's hilarious. So I would really like to see the build up to this if it were to happen. Moving on to the next topic, guys. And this one actually caught me by surprise because I didn't know about this. So Vicente Luque, he all of a sudden announced a UFC return. He's ready to have a fight. He wants to come back in the UFC. And I was like, sick. Okay, Vicente Luque is coming back. That guy is always exciting. I love watching him fight. He was off because of a brain hemorrhage. I had no idea about that. I don't know if it was just me. I feel like I'm so involved with the MMA world that I feel like I know everything there is to know about the news revolving around the UFC and its fighters. So I'm shocked that I haven't heard about this. So let me know if this was like public knowledge that I missed somehow. He was off because of a brain hemorrhage, which, probably from one of his fights. They're very chaotic, but that's crazy, man. But apparently he's okay. Apparently he's coming back. He's ready to take a fight. Now, guys, I made a whole video talking about this one. So if you want to see like maybe me babble on about it for 5 minutes, you can go check out a video on the channel. So Donald Cerrone is getting on the UFC 300 gimmicky fight train, okay? So this is the thing that we were talking about, okay? So UFC 300 is in talks right now because Dana White's very serious about having Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk fight. And then everybody's like, okay, why not have it at UFC 300, one of the biggest events of all time, right? Have Conor McGregor fighting for the BMF. Then you could have Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg. And now Cowboy Cerrone wants to come out of retirement. And he's been very, very open about him cheating now. So he wants to fight Andrew Tate. This is crazy. And I do not like it. I do not like the Elon Musk fight. I do not like Mark Zuckerberg coming to the UFC. I do not like Cowboy Cerrone coming in after being jacked up after retiring. You know, he's probably still not going to be the same fighter. He's still over 40. You know, he feels like he's 20, but his chin still won't work. He wants to fight a guy in Andrew Tate that's like 5 times his size and will crack him. And I understand that Andrew Tate's not like the greatest fighter ever, but Donald Cerrone definitely has a technique. But if this fight ever materialized, Donald Cerrone would lose. He would lose. And I just don't like the gimmicky fights, man. This is what I talked about in my video. I want to see guys that have worked to get on UFC 300. I want to see guys who have really, really put their time in, like Jim Miller. I want Jim Miller on UFC 300. I don't want these gimmicky fights, and I hate it. Now, guys, there have been a lot of fight announcements this week, and I'm going to run right through them, guys. I'm going to pause if there's a fight that I'm particularly interested in, but these are all the fights that have been announced this week. So we have Derek Brunson versus Roman Dolidze on November 11th. It's very unclear if Derek Brunson is going to retire after this fight or not. He's been talking about it. He's been talking about continuously fighting. He's been talking about a title fight, so I don't know, but it's a very good matchup. Speaking of great matchups, so we have Jimmy Malarkey versus John McDessie on September 9th. We have Daniel Zellhuber back versus Christos Giagos on September 16th. Very, very underrated fight. Look out for that one. We also have Jarno Aarons versus Sungwoo Choi on August 26th. Toshima Kazma versus Garrett Armfield on August 26th. Taylor Lapias versus Muin Gafarov on September 2nd. Edson Barboza is back. Edson Barboza, one of my favorite fighters ever, taking on Sadiq Youssef on October 14th. That is a great fight. I hope Edson keeps winning at that weight class. Then, last night, we got some huge fight announcements, okay? Rafael Fiziev, Mateusz Gamrot, September 23rd. That is a fantastic fight. And, I'd lean towards Gamrot, but I want to look a little bit more into it. Great fight. Bryce Mitchell versus Dan Ige. That is an insane fight, too. Also, not sure who's going to win it. Lean towards Ige, but again, unsure. And then we have the return of Giga Chikadze. He's taking on Alex Caceres on August 26th, and that is not long. That is about a month away. I love that. I'm a big Alex Caceres fan. Love watching Giga Chikadze fight. There are a lot of underrated fights that I just told you guys, but man, I really want Alex Caceres to continue the win train, man. I want to get that guy going back to the title. Could you imagine that story? That'd be crazy, but like, Mateusz Gamrot fighting, Bryce Mitchell I really like, Daniel Zellhuber's really fun to watch, John McDessie has put his time in, man. He's a great fighter too. A lot of great fight announcements this week, so look out for the next month, 2 months of UFC. Now, guys, before I let you go, usually I talk about all the fights to watch this weekend in different promotions, but guys, the only fight to watch this weekend, the only fight card to watch is UFC 291, Poirier versus Gaethje. The card is absolutely stacked from top to bottom, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. It's going to run till about 1:30. I cannot wait for this card. It's fantastic. Everybody's going to gas at Salt Lake City. The fights are going to get sloppy. It's going to be really fun to watch, guys. Check it out. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you are new here and you enjoy the content, we have this video every single Friday on the channel. So subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date for MMA. On the screen right now, you'll have 2 videos from the Clen channel. Check them out. I think they are pretty great. If you'd like to continue watching the Clen channel, I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.